Rejections can be extremely painful, whether it is in a professional setting or in your personal life. But dealing with rejection is something that tells a lot about your character, the kind of person that you are, how patient you are, what is your capability of actually taking feedback. If you deal with it in a healthy way, it shows that you have a good awareness of who you are as a person. Your relationship with yourself is quite healthy at the same time. And also it shows that you have a capability of receiving constructive feedback. Whereas if you deal with it in an unhealthy way, that shows that you are not that open to constructive criticism or feedback from other people, or maybe you are not even aware of who you yourself actually are, and because of that you allow things to go to your heart and get to your heart. Even though we all need some kind of external validation, it should not be the only thing that defines your success or failure. So in that same way, rejection should not be something that is completely defeating to you or makes you feel like dejected, and that should not be the end line. And rejection is something that I'm personally dealing with these days, so I would absolutely love to discuss this topic and talk a little bit about how to deal with it in a healthy way. So we will start off with why dealing with rejection in a healthy way is a skill that you actually should learn, and after that I will walk you through an 8-step process in which I will share with you how to deal with it effectively once for all, in a way that you do not keep those emotions to yourself, or you do not react in a way that is too extravagant, but instead you are somewhere in between and you manage to deal with it in a way that allows you to move forward instead of looking back at the situation and feeling bad about it. In case if you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. I am Sadaf and I make videos for women to inspire and empower them. So subscribe to my channel and let's get started. So why is it a skill that you need to learn? Why do you need to learn to deal with rejection in a healthy way? First of all, because rejection is something that is, no matter how safe you are, it is always going to happen, no matter how painful it is. But this is something that you will face in your personal life, in your professional life, at any phase of your life. It is going to happen, and that is part of life. That is the way it is. Secondly, it's important because you need to learn the lesson in this rejection. Otherwise, if you let it go and you do not learn the lesson, there are high chances that you will keep making those same mistakes in the future, and you will not be able to learn what it is in this thing that is not working out. And lastly, also because it helps you build character and patience, and rejection is something that if dealt with effectively, it teaches you a lot about yourself. And by building character and patience, you are going to deal with not just rejection but every single other thing that life throws at you, whether it is challenges or failures. You are going to always deal with them effectively. And now let's get into the 8 steps that you can take in order to deal with every aspect of rejection. The first step is to take some time to acknowledge and process the emotions. If that is in a personal setting, then ask yourself, what are the emotions that are consuming you, that are affecting you, that are making you feel low or bad about yourself, or whatever feeling you are getting out of this rejection. If that is in a professional setting, also ask yourself the same questions and see how you look at the situation. What does it tell you about yourself in this situation? What are you feeling? And then instead of letting go of those emotions, take some time to feel them and feel exactly that I do feel rejected, I do feel heartbroken, or I do feel like I wasn't heard, so I'm insignificant, or anything else it is. Take some time to go through these emotions because it's very important for you and your body to process those emotions. The second step is that while doing all of this work, don't ever take those things personally, because if you are going to take them to heart and think that I have been rejected because I am this, that, then that's going to be very difficult for you to do the rest of the work. So at this point, remove every single thing that you are taking to heart. Don't take it personally at all. Get it out of your mind that this is something that tells a lot about myself. It does not tell anything about yourself. It only tells that this is a situation that happened in a certain way, and maybe it could have avoided if you had done something else, but you on a personal level are untouched, unfazed, and that that should not touch you. The step number 3 is to do some self-questioning, and at this point be as honest as you can, because it's very important for you to be honest in this situation so that you can truly evaluate what is it that you could have improved. And in terms of self-questioning, the questions that I can give you, for example, for your professional life, you can ask yourself, what could have made the situation better? What are the skills that could have helped me in this situation? How can I build those skills in the future so that I do not face such a situation? And if that is in a personal setting, you can ask yourself, how exactly am I feeling due to this situation? What am I going to do differently in the future thanks to this experience? What is the limiting belief that I'm going to change or not allow to settle in due to this experience? Because sometimes when you face rejection, you form a belief like, I was not worthy of this relationship, for example, and after that you are going to keep questioning yourself on your self-worth, which is going to jeopardize your further relationships with other people. The idea here is to not allow any limiting belief to set in. At this point, already think about the belief that you are going to build thanks to this situation, and it has to be in your own favor. It has to be in the favor of your learning process. So instead of saying that I didn't get this because I'm not worthy of it, instead think that this was not meant to be, and this is what I could have done differently, and in the future this is exactly what I'm going to avoid. Step number 4 is to share with someone. Get someone else's perspective, because you alone cannot really understand that situation from all the different perspectives, and it's very important for you to go out there and ask the advice of someone else or ask someone to guide you on the situation. And the more neutral that person is to the situation, the better it is. So either it is a therapist or it is someone, maybe a friend that you can confide in, but even friends sometimes they make sure that you are not hurt in that process. So even if it is a friend, make sure that it is someone who can be truly neutral about the situation and who can help you out. Now in step number 5, write down all the learnings that you got thanks to this experience. And these learnings can be in terms of the lessons that you learned or the skills that you need to develop, and every single thing that you have gotten out of this experience. What is it that you have extracted? Your intention is always to get better as a person. It is not to stay at the same point where you were when you received this rejection. So move forward, write down the learnings that you need, and write down the action steps that you are going to take from this moment onwards to work on those learnings. Step number 6 is to let go of everything else. Sometimes there is no learning in a rejection. Sometimes it's simply because people are that way, and there are people who are like that and who are not going to give you credit, or maybe who are not going to value you. So sometimes it is not even about a lesson. It is simply about the fact that the other person was not aware enough and they did this something to you. So just shrug it off and do not allow that any space in your mind, because it's important for you to move forward but not to stay in the same place, and don't give it any attention in this case if that's how it has happened. Step number 7 is that in any case, don't allow it to define you. That's not who you are as a person, and that is not who you are going to become as a person either because of this experience. Actually, every single experience is going to uplift you. It is going to take you forward. So whether it is an experience that feels negative for you, despite that you are only going to learn the lesson and move forward, but never allow anything to define you, to give yourself a tag that I am to this or I am to that. There is absolutely nothing that can define you. You are only what you think that you are, and that is very important for you to make sure that you are fortifying that idea in your mind. You are solidifying that idea of yourself in your mind, which is empowering, which is inspiring, which is nothing like a weak person or someone who is not good enough and this and that. Don't ever allow that to happen, because it starts small but it can go very far. So even when it is starting out, stop it immediately. Don't allow that thought to take any place in your mind. Don't allow it to define you. And lastly, keep trying, try again, and even if it is in the professional setting, take other initiatives in the future so that you are further acquiring the experience, and at the same time it allows you to hone your skills of actually dealing with rejection in a better way. Don't ever back off, keep moving forward. It's important for you, for your mental health, and also it is important for you to build this character and this strength as a person. So I hope that this video has been helpful to you, and I hope that you are going to work on your own healthy habits and your own way of dealing with rejections in the future. If this video has helped you, please like this video and leave a comment below in which way has it helped you. I will be very happy to read your comments. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you hopefully in my next video. Until then, keep excelling. Bye.